My next guest is one of my favorites. This is what you call a long-term relationships because we've known each other way back when she came back and used to do sample meals on the Steve Harvey Morning Show when I was executive producer, co-created Steve Harvey Morning Show with Steve Harvey. Say the word chef, and traditionally it conjures up images of a big white hat atop a restaurant chef. However, the recipe for this dynamic chef goes against all traditions. Chef Jamika is known for her bold flavors and sassy personality, to say the least. My next guest, you love watching her on the Food Network, the Cooking Channel, and every Wednesday she posts amazing recipes on my at Rushion McDonald Facebook page. Please welcome my friend to Money Making Conversation, Chef Jamika.
Rushion, I love listening to you. I could listen to you forever.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm starting to get those emails, the texts, and hey, Rushion, what you're saying, and people starting to find the show, and I'm so excited because I just want to be consistent, and not only with the people who come on the show, but people who I invite back to the show. They really, you come on the show, you kind of come on the show, you heard about Rushion, or I have a relationship with me, and then when you do the show, go, wow, this show's kind of different. He has no agenda. He just wants to promote and be happy and tell people success stories and share that information. And you have a great story to share. That's why I always bring you back on my show. Thank you, Chef.
Yeah, and I mean, just listening to you, I'm like, he's telling the truth. You can do it all, and people think, oh, you can't have it all. Yes, you can. You just have to figure out your purpose. And a lot of people are like, oh, what's my purpose? It's whatever you do to make somebody else smile. And for me, that's through my food. Mm-hmm. I was put on this earth to make people smile with my food, and thank God I can get paid for it. I can be on TV and doing it. But everybody's put on this earth for a reason, and you just got to figure out what that is. And, yes, you can get paid very nicely for it, but you can also be happy with what you do. So I appreciate that you do this show, that people can hear stories and from so many different walks of life and actually put themselves in those shoes and say, I can do this. Why am I not doing this? If they can do it, I can do it. So that's why I just appreciate what you stand for and what you do, and I appreciate you having me on because I get to tell my story and inspire other people to do it because I don't want to be the only one in the kitchen.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the great thing about it is that our relationship is over 10 years old. And that's
how,
it
is.
And
it's oh, my God, but we don't look it. That's the good thing.
Guess what? Life is good for both of us.
And yes.
But I think that's helped because we're happy people and we don't stay in stressful situations. And a lot of people do that. They just hang in there, what's bothering them, and they let that bothering situation just take control of their lives and their decision making. And guess what? They're either stressed, grumpy, or good people don't want to hang around them.
Yeah, and worry will affect you mentally, physically, emotionally. You could look at people and tell when they're wearing their worry. So we don't have time for that. We can't make time or space for that.
It's so funny. It was off air, and I said, let's bring this story on air. Every Wednesday, if you can't catch it on the Food Channel, can't catch it on the Cooking Channel, can't catch it on some national TV show, well, every Wednesday she posts amazing photos, a video, a recipe of something that she's recommending that easy to cook, easy to prepare, easy to bake, and
affordable too.
And affordable. And one time, Rushion, one time I was going through my Facebook post, you posted it was like People Magazine, right?
Yes, that was my debut in People Magazine for the 4th of July, and they called me out of the blue, which was so crazy, but, I mean, people see you out there, put your stuff out there, people will find you, and they asked me to do a dessert recipe for the 4th of July, so I did my ice cream sandwich hand pies, and it was the simplest recipe, but everybody loved it, I think because it was so simple, and it's ingredients you have in your pantry, and your viewers, I mean, they just loved it. I mean, it was just basic pie dough and that you can buy in the store, and whatever jam or jelly you want, and I made it red, white, and blue, and I mean, it was just such an honor to do that, and so many people responded so well. So I hope everybody made it, and you can still find it on there. You can make it for Labor Day coming up, or any time you want to, any holiday coming up, and it's just so easy. I patent my recipes after being so simple, so easy, so affordable. Like, who has time to waste in the kitchen? I don't have all day for that. I'm a chef, but I make food for real people and real recipes. So it was just such an honor to see so many people loved it.
9,000.
So amazing.
9,000 people.
9,000 people. That's 9,000. Crazy.
I went, okay, you erase easy zero. That's 9,000. And that's a testament to your brand because people have to believe that's a layer of credibility that comes with those likes. They've seen your brand. You've been consistent, and that's what I love about when we talk about coming on the show. I asked you to do me a favor. I said, "Would you love?" I said, "I love to sponsor or promote or post about food." I said, "Every Wednesday, I'm gonna give you a slot. You give me what recipe you want, and I post it." So every Wednesday she posts, and that's just a byproduct of that consistency. Bam, you go, "Wow, it's worth it. It was worth
And
it
I
to do
love the
that."
comments too. People have such great comments, and they tag other people like, "You need to make this for me," or "I'm making this for you this weekend." So it really does build a whole family of everybody enjoying good food. I so love that.
It was interesting about summertime is always tied to barbecue. And it's kind of annoying because I eat barbecue year round. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, because people all got the great barbecue recipe in the summer. Okay, but I can eat barbecue in October,
Any time of the
January.
year.
So,
And with
so
global warming, you don't know what the weather's going to be. You
right,
can pull out that grill anytime.
right. And so I'm trying to figure out how does a food that you eat year round only get celebrated in the summer? It's almost like
Well,
turkey during Thanksgiving.
it's just an easy way to sell it, but I mean, growing up in the South, I mean, we barbecue year round. It doesn't matter if it is in the winter; you can still pull out that grill. But you know what? The way things are now, I mean, you can have indoor grills. You can find. I have a lot of recipes that are for the grill, but you can also put them in the oven. I mean, some people feel it's a sin to put some barbecue ribs in the oven. As long as they taste good and they're tender, does it really matter? I don't think so. But I mean, it's just something about the summer and grilling. But I mean, the grill just brings people together. You smell that grill down the street, and you know I'm going to their house because they cooking something good. And I love to do. I have so many barbecue recipes, and I will say that I do have some real skills on the grill. But I've developed it over time, and I do not give up my secrets.
See, I love the way she was talking. Then she had to step back and okay, hey, check yourself. This is what I do. Don't let the chef and the TV station fool you. I got skills when I grill. Now,
Oh, I absolutely. And ladies, we can be cute on the grill. Don't believe that only the guys can grill. We can do our thing too. So I encourage all the ladies, pretty ladies, out on the grill any time of year. Do your thing.
there you go. Now let's talk about some projects because we're gonna go back and forth because this is a friend talking to a friend, relationship talking to a relationship on money making conversations. Every Wednesday, coming up in the fall. Now you're gonna make
Yeah.
a regular appearance on Dr. Oz.
Yes. Now, we did it all last season, and Dr. Oz is so gracious, and everybody loves Dr. Oz. He's asked me to come back every Wednesday. We take over the last 30 minutes of his show, and it's called The Dish on Oz. And it's myself, it's his daughter, Daphne. She's a part of it as well. And we just have fun in the kitchen. We give you great recipes, and they're not all just healthy. And don't think that Dr. Oz is like, oh, it's got to be some kale in it, it's got to be healthy. He just enjoys good food, and so I give him all of that. We have cocktails, we laugh, we talk. It's so much fun, and you just kind of let your hair down, and you just come to the table. So I encourage everybody this fall, you have to check it out. DVR it if you're at work. Watch it on your phone. Do whatever you have to do. But every Wednesday, you can see me there just dancing, having a good time. I love that audience. I just love being out there.
Well, it's interesting about Dr. Oz because you hear the word doctor. He's built a career on being a medical expert, and you've seen his show evolve. The last few years, it's evolved to a lifestyle show, a lifestyle show. So
Yes.
when you get the call to appear on Dr. Oz, what were the first thoughts? Was that healthy concept running through your mind, or when you got the call to do Dr. Oz, before you realized, something I can just be me?
And you know what? That's exactly what it is. Because I'm a classically trained chef. I mean, I've traveled all over the world and I've cooked all over the world. So when I got the call, I was like, okay, now the world can just see what a different type of chef looks like. I don't dress like what chef. I don't feel like when people see me, they're like, "You're a chef. You don't look like a chef." What does that look like? I just look like a woman that loves to have fun in the kitchen and give people good food. So when they said we want you to bring your perspective to the kitchen and bring your Caribbean flavor and your Southern dishes and just bring the party, I'm like, that is exactly what I want to do. And the party doesn't always have to be deep fried and smothered in anything. You can have a party and keep it light and cute and fun, and then we can go for the comfort food. So I love to give people just a wide range, and always pair something with a fun cocktail or mocktail, because it's always a party when you have a good drink in your hand. So I just love to I'm the party. I am the life of the party, and
Hmm.
my motto is life is a party, so you have to live it like one. So and that's just what I bring every Wednesday.
Well, the fun part about hearing you grow as a brand, as a talent, I can hear your voice is so much stronger, so much more detailed, and because opportunities to keep coming your way. Because we all know we're just trying to get in the lane. We're just trying to get out there to
We
be
all are,
exposed.
yes.
And then when you start getting a Dr. Oz, you get a People magazine, it starts giving you the confidence. Okay, I am. People are recognizing that what I do is a reality. Because we all have dreams, but those
Yeah, and
dreams.
that's the thing. People, they only see me with the Dr. Oz and the People magazine. They're like, oh, I want to do that too. But they didn't see me starting out as an intern at hotels in Atlanta and going to culinary school and in the trenches, staying up late and catering parties as a one-woman caterer for parties of people of 100 and 200 people because I couldn't afford a staff. So everybody starts at one place, and then you just continue to go and grow, and that's how you know you're doing the right thing. Because the money and the fame and the accolades, that comes last. So if you're trying to do it for that, you're already losing the race. But I started and I continue to do it because I just love
Yeah.
feeding people, and I just love seeing people smile when my food shows up or when I show up or anything, or they say I made one of your recipes and my family loved it. Like, I just love feeding people. So that's why I do it every day. So you have to connect yourself to
Mhm.
whatever your purpose is, or something that you will do it every single day just because you love doing it. And
Awesome.
all the other rewards, everything comes after the fact that you once you put it out there.
Cool.
It ain't easy, but we do it.
Absolutely.
Everybody can
We're
do it.
talking to Chef Jamika. You're listening to Money Making Conversation. We'll be back. I need to know about some juicy sliders. I need to know about grilling the food. And we got some TV shows that we got to promote that's happening in the fall. More with Chef Jamika. You're listening to Money Making Conversation. I'm your host, Rushion McDonald. Hi, this is Rushion McDonald. You're listening to Money Making Conversation. Your show. Can I say it one more time? Your show. A show that I created. I got great producers. I don't do this show by myself. I have people who help me book the show. I have people who help me produce the show. I have people who correct me when I make a mistake. Because guess what? I make mistakes on this show, and they say, Rashawn, you shouldn't have said that. You should start your show like this. And all those notes, all those moments help me become a better host, a better provider of information to people who listen to Money Making Conversation. And basically, I'm letting you know no one is too old or too big to not be criticized or take a note to make you better. That's an ego. Slide your ego to the right, slide it to the left. Accept the responsibility that you can learn more if you accept more. That's why I am who I am today. That's why people come to my show, because they're letting you know the leap from the start to the end, or the start to the middle, or the start, and you're still at the beginning. It's going to be a journey. And those journeys have to be told, and you have to hear them to know that, guess what? 1 year later, 2 years later, you might think that the ship has passed you by. That is not the case. The ship will never pass you by if you don't give up on the ship or the dream or put a plan in place. That's the key. You have to put a plan in place. My guest, she's on the phone again. She's back. Her voice is silky smooth today. Like I said earlier, she's not the chef with the big hat in the restaurant. Come out there, look like they conducting surgery back there on meat. That's not her. She got swag, as they say. She has style, like they say. She has a little Jamaica, like they say. Please welcome to the show again, Chef Jamika.
Yes, and everybody's like, oh, well, it's so funny? The people say, oh, well, you're a chef. What restaurant you work at? What restaurant you on? I'm like, you don't have to own a restaurant to be a chef, because I'm like Drake. I did it without one. I became a TV personality and TV host. I don't have the big restaurant or the James Beard Awards. You don't have to have any of that, and don't let anybody tell you have to start with that in order to get to a certain place. We are doing it with just who we are and what I have to offer, and that's it. So I just love how your show just puts things in perspective for people.
Thank you.
Take what you got and you run with whatever it is you got. You don't need all those other things that
And
people
and,
say you
and,
got to
and I
have.
personally have done that, and it just allows me to. It really, I would just tell you this, Chef Jamika. This show has been an enlightening show for me about what I've accomplished and the people that I have affected over the years that I didn't realize, because I was just racing, and people ask me
Mhm.
for advice. I give them advice, and they go, "Wow, thank you." And then, because I'm a pretty straightforward guy. If you come to me, I'm gonna say, don't do that. Or I'm gonna say, why are you doing that? I'll say, stop that. I will not, because I'm not trying to make money off of you. So my decisions opinions I give to you are never driven by income. They're driven by fact. They're driven by taking a moment,
Experience.
experience, and that's really important. And so when I look at what you accomplished in your career and the journey we've had together, as people, as allowing me to produce you, allowing you to come on the show and give advice, but it all comes back to food now. Food. Now the thing that's really starting to pop off really strong that I've started eating is grilled fruit. Why is this? Did I miss the boat on the grilled food? Grilled food.
Well, you know what? You never can miss a boat because well, you start it whenever you want to. But I kind of look at grilled fruit as it's people been sleeping on it for way too long, and they're like, grilled fruit? What I want to cook my fruit for? You are missing your life if you do not know what the taste of a fresh, like ripe pineapple or mango or watermelon with some char grill marks on it, so it's smoky. When you put some heat to fruit, it brings out the natural sweetness in it, so it's even sweeter than what you purchase it from. I mean, it just takes everything you do to another level. So when I'm setting out my buffet and anything like that, I feel like grilled fruit to me is the new tomato. I don't garnish my burgers or sandwiches with a regular tomato or pickle. I use grilled peaches and grilled pears and grilled pineapples. Like, it just brings this salty and sweet kind of, savory and sweet kind of world to it that is just out of this world. You better get on board if you don't know what you're missing.
Well, I'm missing. I had to bring that up because I guess
You better get
because
on it.
I got the grilled pineapple. I've had that, and but I've like I said, I've
But
got the
grilled
peach,
strawberries, grilled watermelon, grilled peaches, grilled pears. Like, I mean,
bananas.
it takes things to new heights when you start just grilling things you didn't even think you could grill.
Okay, I got some time left because I don't want to. I definitely want to give you time to talk about two projects that I always have a good time. Is Guys Grocery Games,
Don't you
and
just love that show?
you
You
know,
just be yelling at the TV like, hurry up and pick it up.
come on
I
now.
love judging that show. I mean, it's so much fun. You watch on TV, but it's so much more fun in just being in the actual grocery store. And it's such an honor to be asked to be a judge. So September 18th, I'll be on as a judge for Guys Grocery Games. And the episode is actually honoring the California firefighters. So it was really giving honor to first responders. It was just such a pleasure being in the midst of all of them. And then also on Food Network, everybody, Halloween is coming.
Before we get to Halloween, let's talk about grocery games.
It's the Haunted
Jamika.
Gingerbread Showdown. And this is the second season, and I had so much fun doing it the last season as a judge. And if you didn't see it last year, you better catch on because it takes everything that you love about Halloween, the gore, the just the fun and the excitement of it, and the artists translate everything through gingerbread. So they just bring these themes to light, and every episode is centered around a classic 80s horror movie. So if you're an 80s baby, this is your season because it's so much fun to see some of your favorite movies. Like, wow, I can't believe they did that. And it's all with gingerbread. And then at the end, I get to give away, as one of the judges, give away $25,000.
$25,000. Just give it away.
$25,000. That's so
now,
amazing.
see, I wanted to bring back you just didn't even hear me say, Chef Jamika, I want to talk about Guys Grocery Games because that game is such a natural to me because I do it every time I go in the grocery store. And you kind of do
You
it.
end up racing around, and you're like, wait, what am I cook? What am I do?
Right.
And then the clock is racing, and then you look, you're like, wait a minute, I don't have the money for all of this. You got to put stuff back, and
Right.
it's just so crazy.
Right, you're going, and that's why it's such a popular show because we all do it. We go in the grocery store, going, okay, I want to make lasagna, or I want to bake a cake, and you go down these aisles, and God forbid that you forget something that you thought you had at the house. You get to the house and it's not there. Suddenly you got kind of like a mix up or make it work.
You got to make it work.
The make it work meal never
fit.
tastes
Now,
good.
they just getting groceries delivered or pick up. They don't know what it's like to push a cart through the grocery store like that. People are missing that art form now. So just to go through the store and see these contestants, they got so much heart. And think about it, because everybody sits on their couch saying, oh, I can do that. I can make a burger. But you have the clock racing against you. You have to, whatever the game is that guy throws at you, and he comes up with the wackiest games, the tension of the cameras and the lights, and you have the judges yelling, hurry up and get this. Like, what would you do in that moment? Would you actually even produce anything on a plate? So I tell everybody, if you want to talk trash, submit yourself for the show, because they always looking for new people. But it's just an adrenaline rush like no
Excuse me.
other, to run through the
New
store and then come out with something. And I
people,
get to taste and tell people what the great things about everything they did. So I love my job.
new people who can cook, new people who can bake. Just don't go in there just
Don't
be
embarrass
shopping,
yourself
going in
now.
there trying to make some sloppy joes. This is not the TV show for
Well, now you
sloppy
can make a
joe.
sloppy Joe, but it better be the best sloppy Joe anyone has ever tasted in their life.
And
Okay.
also hope that that's what they asked for.
Like, you know what? I ran out of time, so I just made a sloppy Joe. Like,
There,
that's
there you
just
go.
what you do.
What you think? What you think, guy? What you think? Judges, get him off the show. And who? We need to find a talent
Well, I
cast
will find
person.
let me tell you this. I will find a nice way to tell you about your sloppy Joe and then tell you to exit left. But as a judge, I have to tell you the good and the bad.
Right.
But I tell you how much I appreciate you coming through to do that.
Now you're also doing something. You're based in Atlanta. You're doing something as a celebrity with some type of catering service that you're catering, that you're building that out more in the city of Atlanta.
Well, I started at catering in Atlanta, and I was catering for like different celebrities and athletes and doing events. But the thing is, now that TV has taken off and I'm traveling so much, I really don't even have the chance to do the catering like I used to. So when people email me like, "Oh, can you do my wedding?" I'm like, "Well, that day I got to do Good Morning America. I can't do your wedding, but I'd love to." So I mean, it's just such a blessing to start in one place with my business that I built out from the bottom up. I mean, it was literally a one-woman show,
Hmm.
and to have so many people call and want me to cook for them. But now it's television just taken on a world of its own that I don't even have the time to do it. So don't email me and ask me to cater your cousin wedding, because I can't do it no more. But I mean, it's just such an honor to still know that people are looking for that, and
Absolutely.
that's where I started. I never forget where I started.
Awesome. In closing, I just want to talk about, I don't even consider it a leap of faith because of the fact that you had talent. A lot of people have to understand that when you make a decision, like I quit IBM because I was a very talented comedian, so I knew that if I just stay the course and just work hard, I can make money at what I did. But you left a
Mhm.
corporate job to pursue your passion of cooking and leaped into it, and that resulted in you becoming a TV personality. Just talk about that experience a little bit and share that journey a little bit with my audience so they can know there are steps to it. It is a leap of faith, but you were talented.
Well, I think it's a combination of a lot of things, because I started out cooking with my grandmother, and I just loved just what the energy and the life that she brought to the table with her food. And I saw that, but at that time I never considered it as a career. It was like, okay, you got to be in an office, you got to put on a suit, you got to be professional. Like, you got to follow all these rules that somebody else set, and you're like, oh, I guess this is what I'm supposed to do after I graduate from college. But in all actuality, cooking was the only thing that I was good at no matter what. And I encourage people, if you're trying to figure out what to do, get a sheet of paper and you write down the things that you like, the things that you're good at, and then the things that you're great at. And cooking was like, even if I tried to fail, it was like, but it still kind of tastes pretty good. Like, I was just great. And that is your gift, that is your talent, that's your thing. Good stuff, that's kind of like your side or your hustle, or I can do that just because I like to do it. I can do it for free. But what you're great at, like, that is the path that you run on. And it was just all signs led to food for me. And then getting into entertainment, it was just as I got my confidence in the kitchen, I realized I don't want to be so serious in the kitchen. I want to have some fun. And
Hmm.
I just let my personality shine, and people just took to it. So, I mean, you'll develop how your niche over time, but
Hmm.
it's really just sitting down. What am I really great at? What do I love doing more than anything? And the arrows will lead to that sign. It will just be like, why didn't I
Wow.
think of that? It will come to you, and you'll see that. And that's how I decided to become a chef. It's just the
Awesome.
one thing I just
Awesome.
even if I failed, it was still pretty darn good.
Chef
So,
Jamaica, as usual, you were wonderful. Thank you. And that's like I said, you can
thank
see on the Food
you.
Channel, Cooking Channel, Dr. Oz. Every Wednesday, you post on at Rushion McDonald's Facebook page. You keep winning, and whenever you need something, money making conversation, and Rushion McDonald is here for you.